Day two continues here at Curry Field of the Canadian Senior Men's Baseball Championship. And in our matchup this afternoon, it is 1-1 Team Saskatchewan coming off a 7-4 loss earlier in the day to the Etobicoke Rangers, taking on one of the 2-0 teams. It is New Brunswick, represented primarily by the Charlottetown Islanders, and they had a massive win today. They beat the two-time defending champions from Quebec. And, Dan, they did it in impressive fashion, winning 7-2.
Yeah, a pretty sharp-looking Team New Brunswick here right now that is definitely showing up this year to this tournament and have definitely opened some eyes here now for sure. 2-0 right now, two big wins. They're going to have their hands full here this afternoon, though, with a very pesky Team Saskatchewan and a young pitcher, a veteran pitcher here on the mound, Danny Rasmussen, as we get a look at him right now out of Carlisle, where he plays his senior ball there for the Cardinals. So this is going to be a really fun matchup. Looking forward to this one, Peter.
Well, Danny was the winning pitcher when they captured their first ever Tier 1 provincial championship, beating the Regina Rockies on August the 4th. And the 34-year-old from Carlisle delivers a strike to left fielder and leadoff batter Simon Dubois, who is 1 for 5 here in Regina with a double. And that hit and double came in their win 6-2 over Etobicoke, the Rangers, to open up the tournament yesterday. A diving try, but past Peyton Friesen. And Dubois has his second hit of the Canadians.
We talk about key situations and certain things, and we'll get at this early in this game, but we look at this pitch coming in here from Rasmussen, and that one catching way too much of the plate for an 0-2 pitch. And Simon Dubois takes full advantage as he drives that one into center field, and a leadoff single here for Team New Brunswick.
With a win in this game, New Brunswick closing in on first place overall in their pool, which would mean a direct berth, Dan, into a semifinal game.
Absolutely, and I mean, that bye is huge. I mean, you think about it, that saves you 7 innings on the mound, gets you a little bit of extra time that Saturday night to rest, and then you come into Sunday ready to go into a semifinal and then a possible medal game as well.
Yeah, semifinals are slated for Sunday morning, and then a bronze medal game at 4, the gold medal final at 7.
All those games here at Curry Field.
The first one starts at 9:30. Tomorrow we start at 9. This is Jack Kraft, the 31-year-old from Cornwall, PEI.
As you can tell, Peter loves his sleep.
Yeah, and you know what's really odd about that? I don't like anything in the morning, but I never sleep. So I might as well be up and doing something.
There you go. Nothing better than seeing some great men's baseball here in Regina then.
True. Dubois was on the move on the last pitch, fouled away by Kraft, who's 1 for 6 in the tournament, and Rasmussen delivers strike 3.
Good looking pitch there from Rasmussen. We'll get a look at that one here on the replay. Little curveball that drops in, and umpire Rob Stevenson says that one catches the inside corner, and that's a called strike 3 for the first out here in the top of the first.
One of the stars of the tournament so far is at home plate now. He's 23-year-old Fredericton product, Max Grant. He's 4 for 6, 2 doubles, a triple, a home run, and 3 runs batted in, 2 for 3 with a double and a triple earlier today in the win over Quebec. He's an impressive player.
Absolutely. Max has had a fantastic tournament here as Dubois takes off to second again, and that throw off just enough there that Dubois going to slide in safely with the stolen base. Yeah, Max has had an impressive tournament so far, and just looking at his pedigree and his way that he plays the game on the field. 3 years at Canisius, a year at Alabama in the transfer portal, and he certainly knows how to swing the bat for sure.
didn't play a whole lot at Alabama, had 36 at-bats in that season, but in the 36 at-bats, Dan, he still had 3 home runs and drove in 8.
And like you mentioned earlier, in a very tough SEC conference where you're running into very good pitching on every team that you're facing. So
good movement on that pitch from Rasmussen that Grant swung on and missed. Max hitting .4 for 6 in this event. He batted .357 at last year's Canadian Championships in Ontario. And hits this towards the gap. And it will be another extra base hit and a run batted in. Look at Grant go. There's his second triple of the day. And a 1-0 lead for New Brunswick.
And Max Grant just keeps doing Max Grant things here. He's staying red hot right now at the plate, and that ball to the gap. And you can see his speed on the base paths. That ball hit one of the deepest part of the parks, but Grant gets out of the box hot, gets on his move, and Dubois comes in easily there with the first run of this game, and Max Grant into third base, standing up with another RBI.
His 4th of the competition. He has 5 of his 7 hits are for extra bases. 2 doubles, 2 triples, and a home run. And it's 1-0 for the 2-0 team representing New Brunswick, primarily made up of Charlottetown Islanders.
The gentleman following him up here also having a pretty good tournament so far. Nick McPhail.
2 for 7. He's tripled and driven in a couple. He had 2 key RBI in the win earlier today over Quebec. As Rasmussen trying to limit the damage. Just 1 out.
Peter, I'm confused here. There's this bright thing in the sky right now. I don't know what's going on.
First time you've seen it?
In a while.
We didn't have a shortage of it the last 2 days.
No, it was.
Yesterday we were begging for it to go away. Now we can't get enough. Crazy how it works. And McPhail fouls it back. A lot of returnees from a year ago on this New Brunswick PEI team that went 2-2 last year at the Canadians. Did not qualify for the playoffs.
Lost out in a tiebreak there on that year. And the thing that's impressive for me is they have all the same pickups minus Hayden Dow, who they added this year, but all the same pickups back with them as well, which, is always that comfortability when you get those people you can bring to this tournament to help you try and win a national championship. And you have them back here with you again, which is good.
Give it to Josh. Josh. Thank you.
McPhail.
I still need 3 guys.
Hitting .411 in league play back home. 7 doubles, a home run. 20 runs batted in. He was 0 for 4 at last year's Canadians, so things going much better for Nick, although a breaking ball that fools McPhail. And Rasmussen comes right back with his second strikeout after giving up the RBI triple to Max Grant.
We get a look at that curveball it looked like a little slider there from Danny Rasmussen, and McPhail unable to hold up in his swing there. That one a called strike, and he's down on strikes for the second out.
Kensington PEI's Duncan Pickett's just 23. He's having a nice event. 3 for 5. He's doubled and driven in a run. 2 for 2 in the win over Quebec today. Good work behind home plate by Josh Cleggett, who also caught the game earlier. The 7-4 loss to the Etobicoke Rangers. Joel Baum at third. Peyton Friesen's the shortstop. Devin Farrell. Dylan Soley, who started as the pitcher against Etobicoke. He's back at first base. Tom Hooker in his regular spot in right. Cole Workin is in center. And Lucas Geisler, who played in center today, makes his way back to left field where he played in the upset win yesterday over Quebec. This one is drilled into right. And Duncan Pickett's fine Friday continues.
Absolutely. Good piece of hitting there by Duncan Pickett. Looked like something off speed there from Danny Rasmussen, as we'll have a look here on the replay now. A little slider again, but Pickett keeps his hands back nicely. A little line drive to right field, and an RBI single there has Team New Brunswick up 2-0 now in this game over Team Saskatchewan.
Duncan's second run batted in of the competition, and he's 4 for 6. So this group is swinging it well. There goes Pickett's. Cleggett's throw is not in time.
And we talked about this earlier, Peter, you know, putting pressure on the defense to make plays, and when you do get base runners on, you're able to get those extra bases right away. And here we are right now as we get a look here at Pickett's jump at first base. He makes his way down to second, slides in there safely, and just like that, we have another runner in scoring position here with 2 outs for Josh Myers.
Not the release point that Danny was looking for that time. Josh Myers, the designated hitter, he's 2 for 6 with a couple of runs batted in. Same stat line for him against both Etobicoke and Quebec. 1 for 3 with a run driven in for the 25-year-old from Summerside, who was 2 for 12 in Tecumseh last year. And he walks versus Rasmussen.
Great, how are you doing?
How quickly things can change in a game, in a tournament. Saskatchewan riding incredibly high coming into the day, an upset win over Quebec, but then fell earlier, and now early on it's been a tough start as a visit to the mound for Danny Rasmussen.
Again, this PEI team has come out of the gates hot here again in this game, and it seems to be their MO throughout the course of the tournament here is to get up early and then just try and build their defense up from there and keep teams at bay, and they've certainly been doing a good job at it here so far.
Logan McDougall, the second baseman, 26 years of age from Summerside. Logan's 1 for 6. He has a double and a run batted in Regina.
That slider finds the top of the zone for strike 1.
Logan's hitting .366 in the New Brunswick Senior Men's League. Not enough teams in PEI to have their own league.
Right. Although they're probably not far away from. I'd be interested to see what's going to happen in the next couple of years, because they do have a junior league over there, a 22U league that has 4 or 5 teams in it. So we'll see what happens here in a couple of years. It'd be interesting to see.
And they have a very good group on the way. Mm-hmm. A team from that province that just finished 4th at the Canada Summer Games. That was a competition for players 17 and under. Mm-hmm. So there'll be some building blocks there too, Dan.
Absolutely, and I mean it's great to see. Growing up in the Atlantic provinces myself, it's great to see those teams always do well at these events, and they certainly had a great week in Newfoundland.
I think they were the only team to knock off gold medalist BC.
I believe so. I think you're right.
They beat them in a round robin game.
Mm-hmm.
Lost in a semifinal, and then to BC in a second meeting, and then fell to Saskatchewan in a game that I watched in Newfoundland, what would have been last Saturday.
That's correct.
Peter, where have you been this summer? I don't know. I've been in a lot of places, calling a lot of events. But nice to be back home. Joel Baumel. Inning is over, but 2-0 New Brunswick. 2 early runs And we'll see what they look like defensively when we return on day 2 of the Canadian Senior Men's Championships from Regina on IKS. Two nothing, New Brunswick. Could almost be New Brunswick / PEI. Charlottetown Islander players make up the majority of the team, including New Glasgow PEI's Jordan Stevenson, who gets the ball for this one. The 32-year-old pitched 4 innings at last year's Canadian Championship. Facing Tom Hooker, first pitch, Max Grant. 1 down. Shows that he can do it defensively. We saw him start in a game yesterday at third, and has been at shortstop by and large, I believe, ever since.
The thing is, Max is so versatile. I mean, he's been playing the infield quite a bit here for Team New Brunswick, but when he plays his club ball in Fredericton, does a little bit of catching for them as well, and so jack of all trades for sure.
Stevenson's got good pop on in the fastball. Could even tell that in the warm-up pitches. Spent 4 years at Canisius University, where he put up a record of 28-17. Was the 2018 MAC Conference Pitcher of the Year there.
Jordan definitely has been one of the stronger pitchers on this team, as that ball laced to right field for a single.
Josh Cleggett in his 6th official at-bat, the catcher, as his first hit of the Canadian Championships.
Just 1 out, guys. Just 1
We'll have a
out.
peek here on the replay as Cleggett hands back,
1 out.
drives that ball to right field, and has a 1-out single here for Team Saskatchewan as they look to try and
I'll be there.
chip into this Team New Brunswick League.
Dylan Soley of the Regina Rockies finished second to Carlisle in the provincial championship final. Involved right now in the Qu'Appelle Valley League. That final's about to resume, I believe, when this tournament is all said and done.
Yeah, I'm sure they'll take a couple of days to get that rolling, to give some players time to rest here, and yep, then it'll be the Regina Trappers versus the Regina Rockies in that final.
Is that a best of 5, do you know?
It is a best of 5
That's
for
what
the
I thought.
final. Yep. Yeah, they had semis that were best of 5. The Trappers beat the Regina Dodgers 3-1, and took 5 games and a comeback for the Regina Rockies to beat the Regina Woodpeckers 3-2.
Stevenson rears back and misses down and in to Dylan Soley, who's 0 for 3. All three of those at-bats came in the win over Quebec yesterday. Did not hit, but was the starting pitcher in the 7-4 loss earlier to Etobicoke.
Sorry to finish my story about Stevenson. So his brother, JP, who I believe is a coach on this year's roster, they were both very strong pitchers, and obviously Jordan's still doing very well.
Could be two. Is.
And we talk about defense wins games for you. This Team New Brunswick team has been pretty solid in this field so far this tournament. As we get a look at the replay here as we head to break. Ground ball to shortstop Max Grant to the second baseman, on to first. And that's your tailor-made 6-4-3 double play to end the bottom of the first.
A swing and a hit from Dan Esty. We're through an inning. It's 2-0 New Brunswick.
Hey guys, Donnie with Extreme Hockey and Umbrella Marketing Solutions. Really excited to throw this video that we have partnered with the National Baseball Championships that are hosted in Regina. As you know, we love getting behind our community and supporting these kind of events. This is just an absolute honor to be a part of this championship.
Stop in at 1425 McIntyre Street in Regina. We will have sales on all weekend. I will also be kicking around at the event for a few days, so if you have any questions about team, corporate gear, pull me aside and let's have a chat.
A 2-0 lead for New Brunswick over Team Saskatchewan. Saskatchewan with a record of 1-1. All 10 teams here playing 4 round-robin games. New Brunswick took a big step towards doing what they were unable to do last year, advance to the playoffs. They're in front 2-0 is Johnny Arsenault, 28 years old, from Charlottetown. By the stats that I've looked at, this is his first at-bat after going 7 for 14 at last year's Canadians. Had a hit in all 4 games. But back home this year, has hit just 156 in league play.
Yeah, that can be attributed to a lot of things. It looks like he had very limited gameplay back home, which can obviously contribute to that a little bit. But Johnny's a great hitter, as you saw from last year's tournament. One of the big offensive threats that they had at the plate, and certainly can break out at any point in time.
Danny Rasmussen trying to find a groove from southeast Saskatchewan, Carlisle. Spent 4 years of my life in Estevan, Saskatchewan, which is not too far away. In fact, I used to play in a baseball league for a couple of years that featured Carlisle. Is Arsenault at bat and now on base as he is walked by Danny Rasmussen.
We talked about resiliency and stuff like that earlier in the tournament, that you've given up a couple of runs here in the first. Best thing you can do here is try and get the ball in the zone, put your defense to work.
Ryan McIsaac lays down a beauty of a bunt. Baumel doesn't get him anyway. Even if that is right on the money, it's going to be a Ryan McIsaac base hit, which will be his first of the event.
Absolutely. That was a very well-placed bunt right on the seam of the grass, so it wasn't going to kick sideways and roll foul, as we see him square around, get the bunt down. Good hustle down the line, and like you said, even though that throw kind of pulls the first baseman off there a little bit, I think pretty sure McIsaac was going to beat that one out regardless.
So no one out. 2 on for Simon Dubois, who has singled, stolen a base, and scored a run. Now 2 for 6 in the tournament. Having a very good year back home where he's hitting .438 in league play. 13 runs batted in and has an opportunity to cash one in here. As breaking ball finds the zone from Danny Rasmussen, the 34-year-old right-hander. Team Saskatchewan would love a double play of their own after hitting into one to end the first.
Another good-looking slider there from Rasmussen that finds the outside corner for strike 2 in this at-bat to Simon Dubois.
Once again, we thank our home plate umpires the last couple of days for wearing the microphone. Baumel gives chase, but in no way, shape, or form would he ever have a chance to get to that. I'm not sure there's good enough range on planet Earth to have tracked that down.
You all right? Are you good? Yeah. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
And another windy one here today in Regina as our flags, you see them in our shot there out in right center field, blowing straight right to left.
Yeah, mentioned it once yesterday. Can't ever see a windy day without thinking about my son, who was about 2 at the time, and looked at me one day and goes, "Daddy, too many wind." Dubois, base hit into left. They're going to give the wave. The throw from Geisler. Baumel on the relay, and they're going to get him.
A little bit of an ill-advised wave there at third. I think that ball got out to Geisler pretty quick, and we've already seen him once this tournament make a pretty good throw to get a player at the plate. So you see the single there to left field. He gets that one on a good hop, good strong.
Foul.
Got a good piece of that pitch. Just up on the hill there, but just outside the foul pole.
I'm done with talking in the tournament about where he might have hit it to in Saskatchewan. Had a lot of help in the last game. The reference simply wasn't to be about direction. Just that maybe it was far enough to reach a different community. I don't care what direction it is.
I'll still work on our producer, Clark, to get us that map.
No, don't want it. Don't need it.
I've got 30.
And he doesn't want to give it to us. Geisler, he's going to make another strong throw to make sure that the runner stays at second base. There's the 19-year-old from Belcaris talking about the Saskatchewan map.
Thank you.
Shows off a good throwing arm.
I'm pretty sure, you know, we're 2 or 3 games in here for each team, and if teams haven't taken notice yet of our friend out in left field there, Lucas Geisler, and the power behind his throws from the outfield, I don't know what to tell them.
Well, I would tell you it's bad scouting. This is pulled down the line fair, and guess who it is again? It's Max Grant. His second extra base hit of this game and his 6th of the tournament. And another run batted in.
Yeah, he's seeing the ball like it's a beach ball right now. It's, you know, everything's being squared up on the barrel. Everything's being hit hard, and that one he ropes down into the left field corner or right field corner and able to cash in another run here. And we still have a pair of runners in scoring position for Nick McPhail, who's playing first base today with 2 outs here in the top of the second inning.
What a tournament for Max Grant. Now 6 for 8.
No problem.
3 doubles, 2 triples, a home run, and 5 runs batted in. Other than that, he's barely contributed. My goodness. Just 23 years of age. As the lead extends to 3-0, courtesy of Max Grant. And there's activity brewing in the Saskatchewan bullpen. Nick McPhail struck out his first time up.
I'm on the ball.
This will test Geisler. The Max Grant show continues.
That's why, Pat.
3-0 in New Brunswick. Team Saskatchewan will come to bat in the second on day 2 of the Canadian Senior Men's Baseball Championships in Regina. In the breaks, where we continue to discuss Saskatchewan geography, which is about the most ridiculous conversation I've ever been involved in. 2 guys from Saskatchewan going back and forth on the talkback about directions and towns, and it's quite silly, to be honest, but it has been fun. It's not been the most fun for the team representing Saskatchewan. They trail 3-0 against 2-0 New Brunswick.
The good news is when I do my test before I leave, I think I'm going to have a pretty good idea of what I need to know.
Yeah, you'll be more educated than I am. Cole Workin, the batter, 1 for 8 in the event. That one hit came in the game earlier today against the Etobicoke Rangers. Is Jordan Stevenson, the 32-year-old, the recipient of an inning-ending double play in the first. Diving!
Unbelievable.
Max Grant! You are ridiculous.
No words right now. Like, I've never seen anyone in the zone like this before. Look at this play. Wow. Just full extension. Takes a single away from Cole Workin.
Oh!
Gets a standing ovation from us up here in the booth.
Geisler. A long run, and they're going to track that down, too. Great running catch by Jack Kraft.
Hey.
Who needs dinner?
You put that in the garbage. It was on the field. Thank you. just tape.
Two excellent defensive plays while we were in awe of Max Grant. That was nothing shy of terrific by the center fielder.
Just incredible.
Thank you.
We talk about defense winning games, and, they've got 3 runs across the plate, but they continue to play defense like this in this tournament, and they are going to be a very tough out for any one of the other 9 teams here.
Well, I love great defense, and you just saw 2 wonderful displays of it.
Mm-hmm.
Max Grant's on his way to having MVP consideration if this continues.
Absolutely.
It might be unanimous if this continues.
Certainly.
Long way to go in the event, but my goodness.
Well,
The shortstop, 2 for 2 today. He's got 6 extra base hits in the tournament. Double and a triple already. 2 of the 3 runs batted in. And then, just for fun, we're going to go towards second and lay full out and Rob Cole working.
kept going.
You hear about being in the zone as an athlete sometimes, and I'll tell you what, Max Grant has certainly found it here in Regina during his time here so far.
Play.
Carter Bayham is the batter. He went 2 for 2 earlier today in the loss to the Etobicoke Rangers. Getting to the point down in the tournament very quickly
2 balls, 2 strikes.
where we're going to start reviewing some of the standings.
Absolutely.
Time.
Today, in a sense, moving day. I know that's a more popular term in another sport named golf, which I never need to play ever again.
Play.
I was better at the game when I was 7 than I am today.
I can tell you that we are going to have a very exciting one here tonight between 2 2-0 teams. That's probably going to decide a bye in that pool as Jordan Stevenson catches Bam looking for strike 3 here in the bottom of the second. Just an incredible play there by Max Grant. Wow.
One thing about Max, he's taking nothing for granted, and he's been great with a capital G. It's 3-0 New Brunswick. A new pitcher, number 26, Andrew Baum, the 23-year-old from Saskatoon. And this one's kind of special for me. It should never be personal, but when I began my career in the mid-'80s in Estevan, Saskatchewan, I worked for a couple of years with Andrew's dad, Gerald, who came up here earlier today, and his 23-year-old son has just delivered his first pitch. He's a member of the Saskatoon Hoppers, the Saskatoon Senior Men's League. 3-0 is his record this year, 20 innings, 16 strikeouts, 9 walks. A bunt.
Oh, look at that kick.
And when it's going well, it's going well. Duncan Pickett.
Now we just heard from the truck. There's that Curry lip again. Watch this kick. Pickett squares to bunt. Looks like it's going to kick foul and then takes an immediate right.
I'm not sure I've ever seen this, ever. Like, not off the grass.
Wow.
I've seen balls spin back that are out of play on a bunt attempt back into play, but never off the grass going straight sideways like that did. So Pickett's, well, if it's known as the Curry lip, if you're Saskatchewan, you're going to tell it to do something right about now with the lip. So Pickett's, he's on a bit of a roll now. 2 more hits today. He's 5 for 7. His bomb delivers in for a ball to designated hitter Josh Myers, wearing number 85. Wears 20 in one uniform, 85 in the other, just to make it more fun for the broadcasters.
Got to keep us on our toes, Peter.
The next thing, Clark's going to tell me which way those are pointing to. Claggett did his best to block the breaking ball down in the dirt from Andrew Baum, who played this year at Siena Heights University, where he made 11 appearances, 37 innings.
While we're enjoying this game here between Team Saskatchewan and Team New Brunswick, we do have another game going on at Optimus Park between Ontario Team number 2, their second game of the day, as they sit at 1-1, taking on Team British Columbia, who currently sits right now, I believe, at 0-1 after a loss in their first game yesterday. So we'll keep tabs on that one. We'll keep firing you off some updates as we get them. That game can be followed on the IKS stream. There's no sound. Just audio for, just video for that, no audio. And you can also follow it on Game Changer on the Baseball Canada website as well.
And then you can read about it tonight in the recap on Dan's website.
Yeah, there's a recap there from our day 1 action. Just gives some basic box scores and home runs, winnings, and losing pitchers. So you can have a peek through that too at cabcbaseball.com.
Now that all the plugs are fully stocked, Baum delivers, and it is hit hard. They'll hold the runner. Pickett's at third.
Time!
And New Brunswick again threatening to add to the 3-0 advantage. The group comprised mainly of Charlottetown Islanders. Logan McDougall, the second baseman who grounded out to third. His first time up today. As Andrew looks the runner back, and now he'll bring it to the plate. Baumel. And Devin Farrell can't come up with it at second. A run scores, and everybody's safe.
Good play there by Joel Baumel at third base, as you're going to see on the replay. That one hit hard on the ground. Baumel able to pick up, goes to second base, but unfortunately Devin Farrell unable to squeeze that one, so the runner there safe. And Logan McDougall going to reach on the fielder's choice.
And the run comes home. Duncan Picketts, who had the nicest grass help that you might ever see earlier, scored from third base. And it's now 4-0.
Johnny Arsenault with the dish here now for Team New Brunswick. Nobody out here in the top of the third, so the Islanders really putting a press on here to try and break this one open. They already lead 4-0.
They're 2-0, looking to go to 3-0, and a real stranglehold on this pool. In fact, you mentioned the other game. If they were to win this game and Team BC was to lose their game, they clinch top spot in the group.
Yes, I mean, that would be, we talk about these types of tournaments and how grueling it is. That ball skipped in and both runners are going to advance. We talked about how long these tournaments are, and you know, the ability to be able to get that game off on Saturday night and you rest a pitcher, you get a chance to sit down and relax, you know, and make sure that you're well rested for that run on Sunday at a chance at a medal. It means so much in this tournament, and you can tell from the way that PEI is coming out in this game, you know, throwing Jordan Stevenson this game, and the bats are coming out hot. Like, they really want that opportunity to be able to sit down and rest.
Well, I think it's really the pitching, because in all sincerity, if that ends up being the situation, Arsenault hit it well. Geisler, again, shows off a great arm, but too deep. And the run scores from third, and it's 5-0 as Arsenault has his first run batted in of these Canadians.
Yeah, we get a look at it there. Good catch by Geisler.
What are you doing?
Strong throw into the infield, but
Still live ball. My call.
Gonna see if he actually tagged. Did not leave too early, according to the umpires. Home plate umpire taking charge, saying that was my call as we made the three-man rotation.
That's all right. You got to do that.
That's a good job on that. The plate umpire is always going to watch for that tag play there to see if the runner does leave too early, and it's up to the other two umpires to umpire the catch in the outfield to make sure it is a catch.
So 2 more runs have crossed the plate. It's 5-0 now in favor of 2-0 New Brunswick. It's Logan McDougall out there in scoring position at second. For third baseman, Ryan McInnes, who has a hit. Farrell for the second out.
Yeah, take a look at that here on replay. Good piece by McIsaac, but fortunately just gets on top of it a little bit, drills it into the ground, and that's going to be a 4-3 put out for the second out here in the top of the third inning.
Simon Dubois, who's already 2 for 2 in the game with a couple of singles, stole a base, scored the first New Brunswick run.
Yeah, pretty good game for Dubois so far. He looks to try and cash in another one here for Team New Brunswick.
McDougall is big jump, running around. See, did an interesting curl back to third base. Just caught that out of the corner of my eye. Bomb, good fastball on the inner half for a strike.
1 strike. Ball.
3 balls and a strike to Simon Dubois. count
3 balls,
runs full. Dubois has some pop in that bat. He's hit a couple of home runs back home.
Ball 4.
And he's going to draw the walk. Getting back to our earlier conversation, if you know you have clinched top spot even heading in to your final round robin game, you're in a position where you don't have to worry about pitching anyone. You can save people for the weekend.
Absolutely, and I mean that's the kind of the benefit to getting that bye, and especially if you do get it before you know at the end of the round robin, now you can throw someone that you might not necessarily be planning on using on a Sunday in a game like that. So obviously you expect to use everyone when you can, but obviously teams come in with a specific pitching plan, and if you do get into that situation, that's obviously a bonus that you can use there for sure.
Because in a sense, you avoid 2 games of pitching.
Right.
With the bye, and then not even really having to be overly concerned about your final round robin game.
Absolutely.
This ball is hit well, and Geisler runs it down. He's been awfully busy and left. Takes a hit away from Jack Kraft. 2 more runs for the Charlottetown Islanders representing New Brunswick, as they're getting a little closer to a 3-0 round-robin record here in Regina. Well, Saskatchewan not where they want to be in their 3rd round robin game with a record of 1-1. They trail by 5. Fell earlier today, 7-4 to the Etobicoke Rangers. Yesterday was marvelous for them. They upset Quebec in a great ball game, won it 4-3. Peyton Friesen looking for his first hit of these Canadians. He's 0 for 6. He's no longer 0 for. Base hit for Friesen to begin the bottom of the 3rd.
You notice a little bit of a lineup change this game for Saskatchewan. Friesen has been hitting higher in the orders, so coaches bump him down a little bit, and sometimes that's all a player needs. Get some a little further down in the order, you get a few more fastballs from pitchers, you get a little less pressure on you, and good swing there by Friesen as he belts that one into right field for a leadoff single.
They bumped Joel Baumel down, 20 years of age, Lake Lenoir, Saskatchewan. What was listed on the roster sheet for his home. Mm-hmm. And he's 3 for 6. As he fouls that toward his own dugout, or make that towards the New Brunswick dugout.
Play.
1-1 count here on Baumel.
Joel's had at least a hit in both games. He had 2 hits in the win over Quebec with a run batted in, and then had a hit earlier today against the Etobicoke Rangers. Batting .333 this year for the Marysburg Royals. Look out. Got away from Stevenson.
Yeah.
No ill intent whatsoever.
You could tell right away on that release, just ball slipped out of his hands. And let's have a look here. It's right at him, and just turn around and takes that one in the back, and he'll make his way down to first.
So 2 on and no one out. They saw Saskatchewan claw back against Etobicoke to get close, but not close enough. Devin Farrell hitting in the number 9 spot, the second baseman, was 1 for 3 in that game earlier today with a run batted in. As he looks down to the third base coach to get the signs, and so do the 2 runners. Friesen at second. Baumel, after being hit with a pitch, is at first. As Jordan Stevenson comes in with a fastball for a strike.
We talk about getting scoring opportunities with less than 2 outs here, so we have a runner on first, and Saskatchewan's not going to get all 5 runs back on one play, but definitely the more chances that you have with runners in scoring position here in less than 2 outs, you want to be able to chip away at that lead and just show Team New Brunswick that you're still going to hang around, you're still here to play, and that you're not just going to go away easily.
Grant, not in time on the double play attempt as Farrell runs really well. But they get a runner on the force out as Baumel retired, 6-4. And there's one away with runners at the corners.
Max Grant continuing his sharp defensive play there with the smooth pickup and the flip to second to get the runner at second base there.
Tom Hooker, the Saskatchewan right fielder, grounded out to Max Grant in the bottom of the first. Saskatchewan trailing by 5. And all you want to do is start to chip away. And then what they haven't been able to do is keep their opponent off the board. They've scored in every inning.
And that's a key part to that as well. Look out.
That one towards his own dugout.
2 balls, 1 strike. Play.
The 2-1 on its way. Mishandled by Ryan McIsaac, and Saskatchewan has its first run of this game.
Thank you.
Yeah, tough play on that one. Hard hit ball on the ground to third base, and Ryan McIsaac unable to come up with that one cleanly. Max Grant hustles to go pick it up, thinks about a throw to first, but more so just a situational play there to see if you can catch the runner coming around second, taking a big turn, and runner doesn't do that. So we have runners now at first and second, 1 out, and Saskatchewan on the board here with New Brunswick leading 5-1.
Josh Claggett, the catcher, he has a single in the game. And looks at a breaking ball for a strike. So Saskatchewan on the board. Claggett, the 23-year-old from Belcaris, and that's one of those ones I really didn't want to swing. I know I'm in trouble, so here we go.
Yeah, it's tough. Sometimes you commit to a pitch and afterwards you're just thinking in your head, what am I doing?
And couldn't pull the trigger that time as Stevenson with a quality pitch to record his second strikeout of the game. As he freezes Josh Cleggett, a member of the Regina Rockies of the Qu'Appelle Valley League.
Good looking slider there from Stevenson for strike one on Soley.
Dylan Soley ended the first inning, grounding into a 6-4-3 double play. Still in search of his first hit. Runners on the move. Strong throw. And a fine slide by Farrell. Can't wait to get another look at this.
Good strong throw down to third, and again, looked like McIsaac might have had a little bit of a swing and a miss there on that first attempt at that tag, and good slide there from the base runners. They go to the outside corner, and I think that's the right call for me looking at that angle there.
So runners at second and third, Solely out in front, fouls it back. So as a person who's been around this game in a lot of different ways your whole life, do you think that was a planned steal, or do you think the runner decided to go there on his own?
I mean, that's a really tough call there. I mean, you have in the past where coaches tell you.
McIsaac off his glove. Well, it paid dividends.
Time!
Likely, I would guess, a base hit and a run batted in for Dylan Soley.
We'll have a look at it here on the replay now. Solely drills that one in the ground and takes one of those high hops that just goes off the glove of Ryan McIsaac, and he doesn't have a play anywhere else. But back to your question, Peter, yeah, stuff like that when you're trying to steal third with 2 outs, and especially when you're already in scoring position for your batter, you know, it's a little bit of a chance. And, you know, I don't know if that was a planned play that they were doing that, but definitely something that, you know, I wouldn't make a common practice for sure. As you get thrown out there, you're taking the bat out of a really good batter hitter's hand there, and Dylan Soley. So, yeah, not something I would promote, but hey, like you said, what do I know? It worked out, right?
It did work out. Curtis Struby. And we're going to get
13.
a lineup change.
I believe the runner at third.
Play.
Cole Workin is the batter. Dylan Smith, I believe, has come into the game to run.
So it looks like Dylan is running at third base for Tom Hooker.
Which is somewhat surprising to me.
Yeah, I was just thinking that myself.
Tom has swung the bat almost as well as anybody, and I would suggest might be their most consistent hitter in their 3 games so far. Cole Workin goes the other way. This will be a tester.
Just foul.
Just foul. So 5-0 all of a sudden is 5-2, and another hit, and it's game on.
And this is the thing we talked about. Chip away. You're not going to get them all back at once, but keep chipping away. Keep putting pressure on the defense. Team Saskatchewan's done a really good job of that this inning.
Jordan Stevenson looking for an out pitch, and Cole Workin fouled it away.
2 strikes.
Jordan doing a pretty good job there, trying setting up the batter there. 2 good sliders away that were
Play.
both fouled off. Comes in hard with a fastball there, but Workin able to foul that one off as well.
Really good block.
Absolutely.
Well done, and just absolutely refused to let it get by him too far. That's
Absolutely.
well done.
Good job there by Duncan Pickett as we get a look at him. Trust me, starting off as a catcher is not an easy job behind there. pitcher needs a lot of trust in you. And
the slider, well executed. Saskatchewan starts to chip away. It was a 5-0 deficit. Now it's 3. After 3 on day 2 of the Canadians. Andrew Baum, in his second inning of relief, replaced the starter, Danny Rasmussen, the 23-year-old pitcher from Saskatoon. And he has a tall order here in Max Grant, 2 for 2 in this game, 2 runs driven in, triple, a double, and, oh, by the way, he made one of the plays of the tournament, a diving play at shortstop.
That's an understatement. We do have a quick update from Optimist Park with the game happening over there, which does have implications on this one here. They're playing in the top of the 3rd inning right now. Etobicoke, Ontario number 2, has runners on 2nd and 3rd with 1 out. Scoreless game, though, between them and Team British Columbia right now, so we'll keep tabs on that one for you and keep firing you updates here. But you can watch that on the Optimist Park IKS stream, or you can follow on the Baseball Canada website using Game Changer.
Grant mashes that foul. Up to 6 for 8 is Max in the tournament. 5 runs batted in, 3 doubles, 2 triples, and a home run in case you're scoring at home. Already has 1 more hit than he did all of last year in the event, which was a good event. And give Andrew Baum credit. Somebody got that guy out.
Yeah, good fastball in the hands there from Andrew Baum. Max Grant able to get the bat through a little bit, but a little chopper down to the first baseman, and Dylan Soley going to step on the bag himself, and Grant's retired for the first out here in the top of the 4th.
Nick McPhail, the batter, the first baseman. And a diving attempt. I think it even went off the glove of Devin Farrell.
Yeah, he got a piece of that one and slowed down pretty quick. Great effort there, though, by the second baseman, Farrell, and McPhail going to reach on the single.
He has his 3rd hit here in Regina. It is Nick McPhail, number 42, the first baseman. This feels like a big half inning. Just the way the game has gone, Saskatchewan started to feel, I'm guessing, like it might run away on them, but they chipped back a couple in the last half inning. Now you desperately love to put up a 0, but that sneaks underneath the glove of Dylan Soley. McPhail's going to make his way to third. The throw to second is in time.
That's a great play there by the defensive replacement or the runner that just went into the game there, Dylan Smith. That ball ripped down the right field line. He's able to get over and track it down, and the batter runner going to second base is tagged out there. That's a big play in this point in the game.
Dylan Smith with a rope to second to get Duncan Pickett, who has 3 hits in the game. You're right, that is Lucas Geisler out there. I think it's Smith in left.
Okay.
It's hard to tell with the glare coming in. And thank you to our great producer, Clark Monroe. Well, I know this. He looks from this vantage point like Geisler, and he throws like Geisler because he is Geisler. That's potentially a really big play again in the game.
Absolutely.
So 9-6 on the out. And a backdoor breaking ball for a strike.
2 balls, 1 strike.
And this indeed is Josh Myers, correct?
It is, yes.
Okay, I've got about 4 different numbers now for him. And one of them is not 11, which I think is on his back.
Okay, so it's not just us, Peter. It's the truck as well that's saying we're wondering. This does look like Josh Myers, though, because it is Logan McDougall on deck, and I know they haven't taken Myers out of the game. That's number 11.
That is definitely 11. Well, why make it any more difficult on ourselves when we really need to? I can do that all on my own without help. Andrew Baum deals. Looked like he took a little something off. So a great throw by Geisler. And then the strikeout from Andrew Baum, the 23-year-old. Saskatchewan has something to feed off of. But they still trail by 3 in their 3rd game here in Regina. Well, we absolutely did some crack research and had some help on it. It looked like Josh Myers, but he's changed numbers 3 times now. 20, 85, and 11.
The latter being the number he's wearing now.
Yes.
Yes.
And he struck out to end the 4th as the first 0 put up by Saskatchewan in this game. They're down 3, and this guy has not changed his number. He's Lucas Geisler, who just made another brilliant throw.
You know who didn't strike out, Peter?
Who's that?
Tanner Young Schultz of Ontario, who's hit a double for 2 runs and has given Ontario a 2-0 lead at Optimus Park over Team British Columbia in that game right now as they play in the bottom of the 3rd inning.
And New Brunswick, the Charlottetown Islanders that comprise the majority of this roster, they would be cheering for the Etobicoke Rangers.
Yes, they would.
Because, and we'll have to double check it, but I would think if my small math ability, and you're the teacher, so you should probably be doing this.
Oh, no, let's not do that now. We still got a week before school.
Okay, sorry about that. My deepest apologies. And you bought me a Coke Zero, so this is not the day to mess things up. There's the ball down from Jordan Stevenson.
And a bag of candy, but who's counting?
I am. Not quite as nice as our dinner, though.
Yes, that was very good. Yes, I still owe you a bit. I haven't stopped counting yet.
Oh, I always have a response. Gets me in trouble. Lucas Geisler, who went 3 for 3 yesterday against Quebec, had not had a hit since until now.
Thank you, sir.
As he opens up the bottom of the 4th with a single. But getting back to the original point, before purchases, 3-0 would be the record if they could hang on here, but Saskatchewan is having something to say about it.
Absolutely, a very gritty team over there on the third base line, and like I said, now they get a couple of runs, they get a little bit of a taste here, and starting to get the Jordan a little bit. And
Stevenson, Grant came across, not even sure he was the intended receiver, and he turned it anyway.
That's a big pitch and a big double play there for Team New Brunswick. As Peter Strebe going to come out and have a chat now with the umpire here about a play that's at second. Sorry.
I think the concern is, did he step on second?
Was a little freaky out there, though.
Yeah, two
Yep,
people grabbed
I would say he did. You see that back foot kind of kick across the bag, just glances the top of the bag, and gets to throw on to first. So good call there by the umpire.
Both guys went over to cover the bag.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not so sure it wasn't intended for the second baseman, McDougall.
Yeah, he was definitely in the vicinity for sure. And I mean, it's tough there with both guys going to the bag. I'm glad, first off, that no one ran into each other and got hurt. But in the end, they do spin the double play and then get the ground ball out here for the 3rd out of the inning.
More Mad Max. Grant turns a double play, a ground out follows it. It remains 5-2 New Brunswick over Saskatchewan after 4.
Again, Josh. You did it to me again.
5-2.
It's okay. You got to be thinking again.
New Brunswick, made up mostly of Charlottetown Islanders from the New Brunswick Senior League, where Charlottetown is first in the league, by the way. But Saskatchewan will not go away. as we are about to play inning number 5. New Brunswick with a record of 2-0 after their impressive win earlier on this Friday over two-time defending champions from Quebec, who fell to 1-2. This is Pool A. The final game of today will be a showdown for first place in Pool B between the 2-0 and host Regina Trappers and Team Manitoba. Looking forward to that one.
Yeah, it's going to be a great game tonight. The weather's cleared up a bit here now, so hopefully it'll be a pretty decent crowd here for that one again here tonight.
Andrew Baum's third inning of relief, facing Logan McDougall. 2 balls and a strike to the second baseman, who is grounded to third and then reached on a fielder's choice. And a good breaking ball on the inner half for strike 2 from Andrew. McDougall way out in front. And the count remains the same. As Dan has kept you updated on all day. 1-1, Ontario 2, which is the Etobicoke Rangers taking on 0-1, British Columbia, made up mostly of Victoria Mavericks. And McDougall goes down to get one and lines it into left.
And as you said, Peter, Team New Brunswick's obviously worried about this game here, but I'm sure not to be surprised here as we see Logan McDougall just stick the hands out there and flare that one into left center field for a single. Sure, there's a few folks on that bench doing a little bit of scoreboard watching just to see how that game is going to progress over there at Optimus Park.
Well, they're trying to improve the record to 3-0, and if Team BC was to lose, they'd fall to 0-2. Which would mean with 3 wins, they would have knocked off everyone who could potentially win 3 times.
That's correct. Yep. You'd have to think they would get the top seed at that point, and then seeds 2 and 3 obviously would still be up in the air for sure.
We're going to have some awfully big round-robin games, as is the case every year in an event like this. Tomorrow.
Essentially going to be some playoff games before we get to the playoffs.
There's little doubt about that. And one of them is going to involve the 2-time reigning champs, whose life will be on the line. This is a nice bunt by Johnny Arsenault in his first game here in Regina. He's already driven in a run with a sacrifice fly, and on the sacrifice train this time with a bunt.
Yeah, we'll get a look at that play here. Johnny squares early. Just gets the tip of the bat on it. Just pushes it enough out in the front there. Good play by the catcher, Josh Claggett, as he jumps out from behind the dish, makes the throw to Dylan Soley, and 1 out now here in the top of the 5th inning.
So after watching the lead shrink from 5-0 to 5-2, New Brunswick skipper wants to add a little bit more, if possible. The reason for the sacrifice bunt. Ryan McIsaac, the third baseman, he has a single and he's grounded out today. 1 for 6 overall in the tournament. He's 27 years old, from Charlottetown. Hit .273 at the Canadians last year. Still some good players on the New Brunswick bench, too. Gets away from Claggett.
You're good. You're good.
And 1 away, and now a runner in McDougall at third base. And if you're Saskatchewan and already a parent, you need to come in to try to cut this off.
Yeah, for sure. We're in the top of the fifth here now and already stuck 3. Going to have to try and see if you can cut this one down at the plate for sure.
They're way in on the infield. Bomb delivers. Boy, you'd love a pop-up here.
That would be the ideal thing here for sure. That or a strikeout.
There's a pop-up, but it's deep. The catch made by Smith out in left, who came into the game a little earlier, moving Lucas Geisler over to right field.
The batter will be the left fielder, Simon Dubois.
Was a little bit surprised that Logan McDougall, you probably don't test it there anyway, but
Yeah, that's one of those plays, and I think the coach just felt that was too shallow to be able to do anything with there, so not take a chance where you have the top of the order coming up here now and a couple of good hitters with Simon Dubois and Jack Kraft. Simon Dubois, sorry, my apologies.
2 out for Dubois. And Andrew Baum has done a pretty nice job here in relief.
Ball.
Andrew shakes his head.
2 balls, 1 strike.
Dubois, 2 for 2 today. He's stolen a base, scored a run, and walked. So he's been on base 3 consecutive times. Will it be 4? Andrew Baum trying to change that. Key moment in this one.
Time.
I think that hit the batter.
Yep. So runner's going to have to go back to third.
So in all sincerity, a bit of a break
Carter, get 4.
for Saskatchewan
Baseball.
because that was going to be ball 4.
Yeah, for sure. And that one's going to skip away as well and probably score the run from third for sure with McDougall there. He has pretty good speed, but yeah, a little bit of a break there for Team Sask.
So now it's 4 straight times on base for Simon Dubois. More activity for Team Saskatchewan,
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
who possess a record of 1-1 after a win over Quebec and a loss earlier today. New Brunswick 2-0, downing Etobicoke yesterday, Ontario 2, and then a 7-2 win over the defending champions from Quebec earlier this morning.
At the plate, Jack Kraft.
Jack Kraft, who made an excellent play in center field, 0 for 3 at home plate. And out in front on the swing for strike 1.
Number 9. So we do have some bullpen action right now for Team Saskatchewan as right-hander Nick Anderson has got up to start to throw here after that trip by Coach Curtis Strebe.
And we've already seen Anderson once in a game today.
Yes, we have.
Came on in relief in the loss to Etobicoke.
Ball. 2 balls, 1 strike.
Saskatchewan trying to keep the deficit at 3 here in the 5th against a team trying to go 3-0. As Kraft digs in on a 2-1 count.
Good change of pace there from Andrew Baum. Looks like he pulled the string on that one a little bit. Looked like a changeup.
This is Andrew's first appearance of these Canadians. He's just 23. Good work behind home plate.
Absolutely. Pitchers want to have the confidence to be able to throw that pitch, and if it does happen to get away, it's always good to know that catcher's got your back there and block that ball up and keep it in front.
Josh Claggett is highly athletic.
Absolutely.
The Saskatchewan catcher. He runs so well. Moves very well in the catching box. Kraft again out in front on a pitch that looked like it might have been a little on the interior, if you will.
Runner at first is going to be on the move here, full count with 2 outs. So a little bit of a big moment in this one here. A close game here that Saskatchewan's kind of clawed their way back into.
Changeup. Struck him out. And what a time for Andrew Baum's second strikeout of the game. It keeps the game at 5-2. Saskatchewan will bat when we return to Regina. And more of the Canadian Senior Men's Baseball Championship on IKS. Joel Baumel set to lead things off for Team Saskatchewan, the 20-year-old. Member of the Marysburg Royals with a very bright future.
Oh, to be 20 again.
Oh, to be your age again. In some ways, yes. In some ways, would I really want to do some of that again? Yeah, I would. What are you now? 42
years old.
Yeah, things were pretty great in my world 17 years ago. Still pretty good. Here beside you, calling baseball. Not too bad.
Absolutely. A few text messages that have been flying in here throughout the game from some fans out east. My old junior baseball coach, Billy Saunders, watching. Thanks for dropping a note there. Appreciate the kind words.
Max Grant doing Max Grant things. One away as Joel Baumel is retired.
Get another look at this one here off the bat of Baumel. Little chopper up the middle. Grant waits for the big hawk. Good strong throw across and good pick up at first there by McPhail.
Devin Farrell, the batter. Speedy second baseman for Team Saskatchewan. Showed bunt, pulled back the bat. Jordan Stevenson has gone the whole way so far, and for the most part, been really effective.
Yeah, Jordan's done a pretty good job of mixing speeds. That one hit into center field there by Devin Farrell for a single.
Devin has his second hit of the tournament, reached earlier in the game on a fielder's choice. And Tyler Smith is the batter. He came into the game about an inning or so ago to take over from 33-year-old Tom Hooker, which I think I can say was a tad surprising, the way Tom has played.
Mm-hmm. Hopefully it's not an injury.
Yes.
Something that we missed. Yeah, good line so far for Jordan today. 4 1/3, 2 runs, both unearned. He's allowed 4 hits, no walks, 3 strikeouts.
I think I said Tyler. I meant Dylan Smith. Hit .320 this year for the Marysburg Royals. He's from Humboldt and just 21. He's been on quite the little college tour that I'll get to in just a second.
Mm-hmm.
Went to Williston State Junior College, Northland Community College, and Thief River Falls College in Minnesota.
That's quite the name for a college.
Thief River Falls is just outside of Grand Forks.
Okay.
Why do I know that? Well, might have something to do with the fact that it was the secondary city at the 2005 World Junior Hockey Championship.
Oh, there you go.
Dylan Smith. That's a quality at bat. Comes into the game.
Cardio day.
In left field. And back-to-back base hits. Just don't go away on this Saskatchewan group.
Time.
And that's it. We're gonna have a visit here to the mound by the PEI coaching staff, and that's just it, right? Like, very scrappy Saskatchewan team here that's not going away, and you know, they're still making this a game here, first and second with 1 out. We do have some action down in the Charlottetown bullpen, and I do believe that's Colby Lyle, the right-hander, that's gotten up to start throwing now. Colby plays his senior ball in Fredericton.
The right-hander getting loose, and good work by the manager. I'd always wait there long enough to make the umpire come out and get me.
And not only that, but then have the nice slow walk back to the dugout to get him an extra 5 or 6 pitches, right?
Set a world slow record on the way back to the dugout.
Absolutely.
That's good work. The little things about this sport that I very much enjoy.
And JP being a former pitcher, who's the brother of Jordan Stevenson, very much aware of that probably. And
I don't think there's any doubt about it. So 2 on and 1 out. And catcher Josh Cleggett, the batter, 1 for 2 in the game. Singled in the first. And if this guy ever hits a ball in a gap, he can fly. And had a mighty cut, but missed
1 ball, 2 strikes.
on the breaking ball from Jordan Stevenson, the 32-year-old right-hander.
I'd have to think here that Stevenson going to be trying to keep himself in this game here.
Nice block by Duncan Picketts, who's well named on a play like that. A chance for Saskatchewan to really get back into a game that they once trailed by 5.
Fouled off at the plate there, and that was pitch number 71 for Jordan Stevenson in this game. So pitch count not too high. But again, we do have action down in the the Team New Brunswick bullpen is right-hander Colby Lyle, up and throwing and doing so at a pretty good pace down there.
Claggett off the glove, base hit. Struby's going to hold the runner. Farrell at third, and the bases are loaded.
And I think that's a pretty good move there by Coach Struby. That ball hit pretty hard out to right field. Right fielder Johnny Arsenault got to that one in a hurry, got it on a good hop, and has a pretty decent arm there as we see a good throw back into the cutoff man, and that's going to be a trip to the mound for PEI, and that's going to be it for Jordan Stevenson in this one, as Colby Lyle going to make his way in from the bullpen.
On the study of walks, when the pitcher is already near the foul line before the manager can come get the ball, I don't need more than one guess to know he's not very happy.
Yeah.
And with himself.
Right. Absolutely. You know, for sure that's an inning that Jordan wants to try and get out of there, and probably a little bit disappointed with that last pitch, but this is what you got teammates for. So Lyle going to make his way in and try and work his way out of this jam here for Jordan Stevenson and the Charlottetown Islanders team.
So this is indeed Colby Lyle.
Mm-hmm.
From Oromocto, New Brunswick. A member of the Fredericton Royals.
Saw Colby pitch a couple times this summer.
Through 7 innings of last year's Canadians, gave up 4 runs, 5 hits, struck out 12, walked only 1 at a save. Had 9 strikeouts in a 5-inning performance against last year's host,
Curtis,
the Tecumseh Thunder. Also pitched a couple innings against Newfoundland. Newfoundland not back for this year's event.
Which is unfortunate. Hopefully we see the boys from the Rock back in 26.
Curtis, his mask needs to go on.
Well, it would be a lot easier for them expense-wise with the host site being Miramichi,
His mask.
an area you know all too well.
Yes. Great baseball town. Teams are going to have a lot of fun when they come there next year.
Good.
Colby Lyle also went to your alma mater.
Yes, sir. UMB guy. Pitched there for them for a few years.
About to deal with Dylan, as in Dylan Soley, the first baseman. Grounded into a double play, but also singled and cashed in one of the 2 Saskatchewan runs. Game now very much hanging in the balance in the bottom of the 5th. And Lyle misses with his first pitch. Only 1 out. How things can change. This game really felt at 5-0 like it might have a chance to be a runaway train.
Absolutely. And all of a sudden now we have bases loaded with 1 out. And again, we keep harping on it all day, and we've talked about it all day, but scoring opportunities, less than 2 outs. We got runners in scoring position. He's in make and break these types of games here.
3 balls, no strikes.
Lyle having a little bit of a hard time finding the strike zone here now as he runs the count to 3-0 on Dylan Soley.
If I am Dylan, I'm probably taking twice here.
Absolutely.
So the first strike delivered by the new pitcher, Colby Lyle, replacing the starter, Jordan Stevenson.
Team New Brunswick defense, they're even at the corners, back in the middle for a possible double play there.
I got the tag at third.
Hit it hard. Gets over the head of Dubois. Oh, and the base runner fell. I hope he's okay. As Dylan Soley rips one to the wall in left center. And it's 5-4.
Ooh, that was a bad wipeout. Hopefully he's okay. Good piece there from Dylan Soley, as we're seeing here on the replay. Gets the short hop off the wall, almost hopped over the wall.
Now batting.
2 runs come home on the double from Dylan Soley. And if Josh Claggett doesn't fall, I think he's going to score.
I think so too. Yeah, that was a little bit of a bad wipeout there.
So the good news is Josh looks like he's okay. Runners at second and third, and Saskatchewan absolutely have turned this into a game. It's 5-4. Thanks, Tips. Cole working the batter.
Three RBIs on the day now for Dylan Soley.
An RBI double to cut it to 1. We're tied now. Cole working. And we are even at 5 apiece as Team Saskatchewan has battled back from a 5-0 deficit.
Good piece of hitting there from Cole Workin. Stays on that one right back up the box. Gets one runner in from third base, and Coach Curtis Strebe going to hold the runner at third. We have runners on the corners now. Trip to the mound here by Coach J.P. Stevenson.
So while we spent, and self-admittedly on myself, at 5-0, thinking about a first place finish, potentially in the pool, coming out of this game, look where we are now.
Absolutely. 5-5 game here now, and again, a Saskatchewan team that was not going to go away stayed in this game, kept pumping each other up. So definitely one of those things for sure that you want to, you know, you're never out of a game here. That's for sure.
Nathan Van Putten is up in relief through a good inning against Etobicoke yesterday. We are tied at 5. Saskatchewan has come all the way back, and Lucas Geisler, who's 1 for 2 in the game, with good contact, could give Saskatchewan the lead. Yeah, don't go away. We have a lot of miles left in this one. Grant won't get the speedy Geisler, who has an infield base hit. We're going to get a pitching change again. So registered and out. Has not. Five, bases loaded after the infield single off the bat of Lucas Geisler, who's up to 5 hits himself in the tournament. Nathan Van Putten, originally from Monkland, Ontario, who is a Moncton Met in the New Brunswick Senior Men's Baseball League. Played university baseball at Carleton in Ottawa. Is his baseball journey. That's part of it. as he makes another appearance in this competition.
While Nathan takes his warm-up pitches, we can update you on the game from Optimus Park. They're through 5 innings of play with Team Ontario coming to bat in the top of the 6th. And they continue to lead that game over Team British Columbia 2-0. So we'll keep on updating you with that one as we work our way through this one. Some big games going to be coming up here tonight as well as into Saturday, as moving day is quickly going to turn into seedings for playoff games that we're going to have Saturday night and into Sunday.
Well, if Saskatchewan found a way to win this game, it turns this pool on its head.
Absolutely. There's going to be definitely some different scenarios that we're going to be looking at now for sure.
There'd be a couple of teams cheering for the result.
I'm thinking Team Quebec might be one of them.
Well, in part they would, but let's not forget they lost
Absolutely.
to Saskatchewan. So you don't want to end up in a tie with them.
Unless you end up in a 3-way tie, in which case then you look at defensive runs instead of head-to-head, right? Which could benefit there. Whole bunch of scenarios that can play out now for sure.
Bring your calculator tomorrow. Bases loaded, still only one out for Carter Bame. Oh for 2 in the game. He struck out and grounded into a double play. And that's the one thing that he absolutely wants to avoid in this scenario. In a 5-5 tie, as Saskatchewan has scored 3 times here in the bottom of the 5th.
Yeah, really tough spot here for Van Putten to come into, but someone that has dealt with these high pressure, high leverage situations before, and certainly someone that can try and work Team New Brunswick out of this jam here. Corners in again, middle, back for double play depth. So we'll see what happens here with Bame at the dish.
As Bame fouls it off. Nathan faced 4 Etobicoke Rangers in his 1 inning of relief. He had a strikeout and gave up a hit.
All this being said, with what's going on this inning, I believe it's still Nick Anderson that's throwing down in the Sask bullpen as well, so could have some implications as he may come into this game too at some point.
And even if he comes out, have to tip your cap to Andrew Baum.
Absolutely. That's a big slider there from Nathan Van Putten. Wow.
And a beauty to get Bame for out number 2.
And that is a big out. That now pushes the infield back. They can play regular depth now. A little more comfortability there as we have a look at this pitch from Van Putten. Slider that just drops off the table, and Bame comes up empty on that swing for a big second out here in the top of the 6th.
Shortstop Peyton Friesen. Delivered his first hit of the tournament in this game. And then grounded out to first. In on his hands.
Down into the refreshment garden.
Which will likely get quite busy on the weekend.
I would think so. Probably be pretty busy tonight.
Play.
A ball and a strike. Bases loaded. Saskatchewan's roared back from down 5 to tie it. They'd love to go in front. There's another great slider.
That is just nasty. Bottom falls right out of that.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
Well, you can feel the anticipation in the crowd.
Mm-hmm.
Did he go?
No, he did not go, according to
2 balls, 2 strikes. 2
our third
balls, 2 strikes.
base umpire.
2-2 count now. This is a big, big pitch in this game right now. Definitely don't want to go to a full count. Runners are going to be moving. That's a big pitch. Big pitch.
I was just about to say, I wouldn't go away from that slider. He didn't. Back-to-back strikeouts for Nathan Van Putten. Don't go anywhere. We're tied at 5 in Regina on day 2 of the Canadian Senior Men's Baseball Championship. Nick Anderson becomes the third pitcher of record to work for Team Saskatchewan, who batted around, had 6 hits in the 5th, scored 3 runs, and left the bases loaded, but have tied the game as you get a look at the 28-year-old from Munster, who pitched an inning in relief in the loss earlier today to the Etobicoke Rangers. Did not give up a run. 2 hits. Struck out 1, did not walk anyone. Ended up facing 4 batters. And he deals with as difficult a batter as you might face in the whole event to start with. It's Max Grant.
Thank you.
2 for 3 in this game. 2 more runs batted in, a triple and a double for the shortstop.
Brought to you by Al Schick Construction.
But Andrew Baum, who gave this team a chance to come back, was able to retire Grant his last at-bat, and they might do it again. They just did.
Yeah, that's a really, really big out here to start off the top of the 6th inning here. As we're going to get a look at this pitch from Nick Anderson. Looked like a fastball, a little bit of tail on the outside, and looked like the wind wanted to push this one out, but brought it back just a bit. And the third baseman able to make the catch there with Joel Baumel.
Nick McPhail, he's 1 for 3 in the game, 3 for 10 in the tournament. Fouls this towards the refreshment area and the IKS truck.
Play.
Critical round-robin game in this pool. Pool A, New Brunswick's 2-0. Saskatchewan is 1-1. British Columbia 0-1 on the field right now against 1-1. Etobicoke Rangers and the 2-time reigning champions done for the day. They're 1-2 from Quebec after losing to New Brunswick earlier. As McPhail draws a walk from Nick Anderson.
Yeah, certainly could have a lot of scenarios playing out here now, depending on the outcome of this game for sure. At one point, it didn't seem like it was in question too much, but now a very chippy and strong Saskatchewan team has made their way back into this game now and tied it up 5-5.
Well, Duncan Pickett's has had himself a great day at home plate. He's 3 for 3. Like Max Grant, he has 6 hits now. Not all the extra base hits that Max has.
The Powerball brought to you by CIBC Woodford.
5 of Max's 6 hits are extra base hits. Duncan does have a double.
Thankfully, the catcher, Josh Claggett, caught Nick Anderson there as he just about went from the full windup. The runner on first.
That wouldn't have been a good move at this point. This is going to roll foul.
Foul.
Look at the quickness of Claggett. Glad to see he's okay.
Yes, absolutely. That was a pretty bad spill coming around third base there last inning.
And we haven't revisited this, but he might have scored on that play if he doesn't fall
Yeah,
with his
absolutely.
speed, and it might be a 1-run Saskatchewan lead right now instead of a tie game.
Absolutely.
Pickets. He has his 4th hit of the game.
Come over here, guys.
Good effort there from
Cardio day.
Devin Farrell. Almost had that play.
Duncan Pickets is swinging it.
Yeah, great piece of hitting there. Not trying to do too much with the ball. Keeps the hands back, drives that one up the middle, and just past a diving second baseman there for Team Saskatchewan, Devin Farrell.
Duncan is now 7 for 9 here in Regina.
It's pretty good.
Come on, come on.
This is Josh Myers, still wearing 11.
And that's why we got confused with Colby Lyle coming in, because Colby is listed as number 11, so they must have flipped jerseys, and Colby is now wearing number 2. Like I said, all a test for you, Peter. All a test.
Thank you. There's a excellent breaking ball. It looked like a slider. The Nick Anderson version of it. No balls and 2 strikes. Anderson came open at the top
One ball, 2
of
strikes.
the release and missed outside. Tension growing with every pitch.
Ball.
Myers has a hit in the game. He's walked and also struck out against Andrew Baum. Have to track down his line today at some point. Broken bat. Anderson freezing on the turn. Not in time.
Time.
As Myers gets down the line well.
I got time. You're good.
We'll get a look at that pitch. Looks like it gets right in, well, I guess off the end of the bat for
Logan McDougall.
the batter there, Josh Myers. So that snaps his bat in 2, but good hustle out of the box as he's able to beat the throw to first. Runners on the corners now with 2 outs.
Play.
Logan McDougall had a hit his last time up in the 5th.
Ball.
Looks at a fastball up and out of the zone.
Something here for Team New Brunswick that would definitely put a little bit of wind back in their sails after giving up that 3 spot here, if we can find a way to cash this run in.
Ball.
Dan, you referee a lot of basketball, which is far more a game of runs than this one. But I find sometimes in sports, if you make a big comeback and you can't quite get over, it becomes really difficult. Basketball's kind of the one game I think about in that regard.
Absolutely, and I mean, it's tough as
McDougall, and it'll go foul. As Smith couldn't quite track it.
for sure. I mean, you do the work to get back into a game, and Saskatchewan's done a great job with that. Now they've tied the game, so you're essentially back to where you started, an hour and a half ago, right? So now it's that game of attrition where who's going to be the team that's going to be able to kind of outlast that stress now and be able to push that extra run across the dish.
Again, foul off the bat of Logan McDougall, and a really nice play in the bullpen area as they'll run the ball back in.
Made that play as he was going down to get the other one that was foul previous.
A showdown of two 2-0 teams to end the day. When this one is over,
I'm staying.
Nick Anderson able to get Logan McDougall to pop out to Devin Farrell. New Brunswick threatens to regain the lead and unable to in a 5-5 tie in this important third round robin game for both teams at the Canadian Senior Men's Championship. Storyline, there's a few. Biggest one in the game. After the top of the third, New Brunswick, made up mostly of Charlottetown Islanders, led 5-0. It's now 5-5. New Brunswick's 2-0. Saskatchewan is 1-1. 10-team tournament, 2 pools of 5. And you play 4 round-robin games with the top 3 teams in each pool advancing to the playoffs. The top team at the end of the round-robin in each group has a direct bye into the semifinals on Sunday morning.
2 balls, 1 strike.
And Joel Baumel is the batter, the 20-year-old, hit by a pitch and grounded out to third, dealing with Nathan Van Putten, who did a marvelous job striking out the only 2 batters he faced with the bases loaded in the 5th.
Great job there by the young right-hander as he was able to kind of skate out of any more damage there and keep the game tied for his team.
And the slider was devastating in that inning. This half inning doesn't start the way he would like. Walking Joel Baumel.
Now the plate for Team Saskatchewan. The second baseman, Devin Farrell.
Would you be in the market for a bunt here? I would certainly think there's a solid chance.
I think Ryan McIsaac thinks that as well as he keeps creeping in from third.
Foul. There you go.
That was exactly the case, but Devin Farrell, the second baseman, who reached on a fielder's choice, singled and scored in the 3-run 5th where Saskatchewan batted around, sent 9 to the plate.
Play.
Baumel may be leaning a little bit, and Putin wants to keep him closer. Don't feel like Joel's a big threat to steal. He got a piece of the bat on it, and he's unhappy. He wanted to really pull it back. He knew it was a ball. Couldn't quite get the bat out of the road.
It's 0-2 now.
Now I think the bunt goes away. On a couple hops to Max Grant, throwing on the run, and did it well. What else would you expect from number 3?
Yeah, great play there by Max. I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to have a shot at second base, so just hard charge on that play, picks it up. Good strong throw to first, and able to get Devin Farrell there by about a step.
Well, Dylan Smith came into the game a couple of innings ago for Tom Hooker, and the 21-year-old from Humboldt delivered a hit in the last inning in his first at-bat, and also scored one of the 3 runs to help Saskatchewan tie the game. Now a Dylan Smith hit could give his group the lead. Batted .320 this year with the Marysburg Royals. Had 2 multi-hit games during the year, the last one against the Saskatoon Outlaws on July 18th. How he'd love to have one here at a Canadian Championship. Dylan Smith versus Nathan Van Putten.
3 balls, no strikes.
As Van Putten swipes away some dirt from his pitching path. Maybe a bit of a high strike that time, but one nonetheless at 3-0. And fouled that straight back is
Three balls, 2 strikes.
have not seen the slider for a while. Are we about to see it right now?
I have to think there'd be a pretty good chance of that right now. 3-2. A couple of fastballs fouled away. You could see him throw a slider here, but you may see him stick with a fastball too.
I bet it's the slider. Nope, fastball.
I'm staying.
Tough play, it's gonna fall. But Baumel had to hold for a couple of seconds. So to third he goes.
Okay, hand. Time.
And was just mentioning that Dylan Smith had 2 multi-hits during the course of his season with the Marysburg Royals. He does have one here.
What's your bat boy's name?
Might have broken the bat, too. It had that sound to it.
And that one picked up by Kraft and gets it back in a hurry. Good job there by Kraft, too. As you can see, he kind of put his glove up to fake like he was going to be able to get to that ball, and I think that's what slowed Baumel up a little bit on the base paths. Either way, now we have 1 out. We have runners on the corners for Team Saskatchewan, and another sticky situation here for Nathan Van Putten as he tries to get out of this with catcher Josh Claggett coming up to the plate now.
And looks like a lefty getting ready in the pen
Play.
for Team Saskatchewan. 60 or 90 feet, pardon me, away from taking their first lead, a team that trailed 5-0 after the top of the third. And it's catcher Josh Claggett, who's 2 for 3 at home plate.
I believe, if I'm seeing things right, that's Rhett Fesser
1 ball, 1 strike.
down in the bullpen for Team Saskatchewan right now, number 22. Starting pitcher from game 1 for them.
Who gave them 7 dynamite innings against Quebec.
Absolutely.
Runner on the move. That's driven towards the gap. A diving try. Kraft won't get there. Baumel will score. Here comes the wave. No dive required. Dylan Smith comes all the way around And Team Saskatchewan has gone in front by a pair.
Watch out behind you, buddy. No, you're good.
A triple for the catcher, Josh Claggett. And 2 massive runs batted in.
Yeah, big play there by Josh Claggett. And that ball just barely missed there by Jack Kraft in center field as he laid out to try and catch that one. In the end, 2 runs across for Team Saskatchewan, and they have claimed their first lead of this game now by a score of 7-5.
Time!
Dylan Soley, who has a huge hit in this comeback. 2-run double in the 5th. Just got hit in the shoulder. There was a very famous broadcaster, for those of you of the right demographic, by the name of Howard Cosell, who once had a line about changing tides of fortune. Well, Howard would feel right at home in the way this game has gone.
Absolutely. Back and forth competition, and certainly been a great game here this afternoon.
7 unanswered runs for
Jackson.
Team Saskatchewan.
Jackson, thank you.
I've called a lot of games. It just did not have a feeling at 5-0 like it was going to turn. Well, it's turned all right. And the scrappy Saskatchewan squad, 7 unanswered, and they have a chance to add more. Cole working at a big RBI single to tie the game in the last inning.
He's out.
And there's the devastating slider, which, to be frank, unless I've missed it, Van Puten's kind of gone away from it a little bit here in this inning.
Yeah, at the same time as we look at this one here, yeah, that was a nasty pitch. A little bit of an issue this inning with getting ahead of hitters, and if you don't get ahead of hitters, then it's hard to be able to throw that pitch and get people to chase, right? So
Now he's recorded a strikeout with it, and he starts left-handed right fielder Lucas Geisler, who's 2 for 3 in the game. A 2-run triple off the bat of catcher Josh Claggett has given Saskatchewan their first lead at 7-5.
still in position here to get one more if they can get a hit out of Lucas Geisler.
Geisler, that's going to find a gap. That might score 2. Soley's getting the wave. Geisler's on his way to third with another 2-run triple in the inning. And it's 9-5.
Time!
Geisler with the snap. Triple of the inning, drives home another 2. That makes it 9-5, Team Saskatchewan.
So we got a pinch hitter? Pinch hitter? Yeah.
Plate, Carter Bain.
I've got one word. Wow.
Absolutely.
Lucas Geisler has his second 3-hit game of this event. And this one is important, more important than the other 5. A 2-run triple in the bottom of the 6th. As Saskatchewan has blown it open in the other direction.
Yep, we're good now.
Remember, at one time they trailed by 5. Now they lead by 4.
Bit of a turnaround there for sure.
And don't go away. Who knows what's to come from New Brunswick in the 7th. This is pinch hitter Kobe Kindrachuk. And good work at first to hang on to the Grant throw by McPhail. Some turnaround.
Absolutely.
9-5. To the top of the 7th we go, and all of a sudden Saskatchewan, they're 3 outs away. and they have a comfortable cushion to complete the great comeback with. We'll see if they can when we return to Curry Field in Regina. Well, not even going to bother with any potential permutation. I've learned my lesson.
Just give me a second.
Played that game earlier when it was 5-0 in the other direction. Well, it's gone from Saskatchewan being in a boatload of trouble to maybe even making the playoffs to now maybe going into Saturday, Dan, with a chance to win the pool.
Yeah, just a crazy turnaround here. Cole McLaren going to be doing some pinch hitting here for Johnny Arsenault to lead things off for Team New Brunswick,
who led by 5 and now trail by 4. And Nick Anderson remains in the game.
Ball.
Like a curve ball that time that missed outside. And in the air, softly to Peyton Friesen, who records out number 1 to get the pinch hitting Cole McLaren, who's a real good player. Hit .455 at the Canadians last year. A bender from Anderson. And has a strike facing third baseman Ryan McIsaac. Saskatchewan with 2 in the third to give themselves a hope. They were down by 5. Tied it with 3 in the 5th and forged ahead with 4 big runs in the bottom of the 6th. They had 2 run-scoring triples in that 6th. One off the bat of Josh Cleggett, the other from Lucas Geisler. As McIsaac draws a 1-out walk. Stay with us after the game, as has been our practice. Dan will be at field level with a couple of key players of the winning team. Simon Dubois has been on base 4 times in a row. Will it be 5? It will not. That is a fine effort from Devin Farrell at second base. These choppers are so difficult, and Dubois gets down the line in a hurry.
2 out. The center fielder, Jack Kraft.
This probably will give us a better look And it was tight, but they got it right. So Dubois retired for the first time in the game, and it wasn't easy. Fine play by Devin Farrell, and now New Brunswick, comprised mostly of Charlottetown Islanders, down to their last out. This has been quite the game and quite the comeback. An amazing turnaround from Team Saskatchewan. Started the day with a 7-4 loss to the Etobicoke Rangers, trailing 5-0 in this one, and then just kept battling and exploded for 7 in their last 2 at-bats.
Foul.
Jack Kraft trying to keep it alive. Very good center fielder.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
0-4
Play.
offensively in the game.
Ball.
That is a tough take with the game on the line and 2 strikes. But it was the right take by Kraft. And stays alive one more time. Didn't get a lot of it, but enough.
Josh, I'm good. I'm a wall. Say again? Oh, okay. You're all right. You're all right then. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
I love the banter that we have been able to provide, thanks to our home plate umpires today wearing a microphone.
Did he go? Did he go?
Count is full.
3 balls, 2 strikes.
9-5, Saskatchewan leading. Anderson versus Kraft.
That ball. Good again? It's a good thing I've already had kids. Yeah, yeah. No. They're all gone. 3 balls, 2 strikes.
Jack, on a couple of occasions, just barely getting a piece. Another 3-2 pitch on the way. And another foul off. Quite an at-bat by Kraft.
3 balls, 2 strikes.
Doing everything in his power to give his team another opportunity to stay in the hunt. Takes strike 3 to end the game. Team Saskatchewan rallies from 5 down in the 3rd, scores 9 unanswered, wins it 9-5, leaving both teams at 2-1 in the round robin going into their final games tomorrow. What a turn. And we'll hear from a couple of the gentlemen that turned it when we return. Saskatchewan finds a way, and very much in the thick of things. Here are the Canadian Senior Men's Championships.
All right, we're down here on field level, after a big comeback from Team Saskatchewan. They defeat Team New Brunswick by a score of 9-5. Joining me here on the field, I have Josh Claggett, catcher today, along with Dylan Soley, who was playing at first base. Dylan, I'll start off with you first. 2 for 3, a double, a single, a run, and a couple of RBIs. Was looking pretty bleak early in this one, down 5-0. Talk to me about the effort from your team and what you saw today.
You know what, I think that there wasn't ever a time where we looked at this game and said that it was a write-off or that we were going to have to give up on it. As soon as we were down 5 runs, I think that just kind of put a fire under us to say, hey, we can't do anything other than try to turn this around and go hit the ball and go 1 run at a time and just try to make a comeback here. So, yeah, I think we're happy with the outcome, obviously, and it shows the grit that we have as a team for sure.
Absolutely. Josh, I'll flip over to you. A 3 for 4 a day, 2 singles, but I think the biggest knock for you coming was that triple that scored a run as well. Also working with the pitching staff today, and I know it was a little bit of a rough start for Danny, but walk me through kind of what you did with the rest of the pitchers today to kind of try and keep them in this game and keep your team in this game as well.
We just kept attacking. We didn't change any game plans, kept throwing strikes, and we just never gave up. The guys just kept attacking. They weren't scared. And offense came and helped us out a little bit, which made it a lot easier for the pitchers in the end there. So it was good.
So Team Saskatchewan with the comeback win now advances to 2 wins and 1 loss on the tournament. With the loss, Team New Brunswick falls to the same record. We're going to have some interesting games coming up here over the next couple of days to decide what's going to happen in this pool. For now, that's it from Curry Field. Final score in this one: Team Saskatchewan 9, Team New Brunswick 5. Peter, back upstairs to you.
Well, that turned into one that I'll remember for quite some time. Saskatchewan, final out. The strikeout from Nick Anderson. They battle back from 5 down in the third to win at 9-5, as you heard, leaving both teams with a 2-1 round-robin record heading into tomorrow's final day of it. We've got one more great one to come your way. It's the 2-0, the host team, the Regina Trappers, taking on 2-0 Manitoba. And that game, originally slated for 7, will have first pitch around 7:25. Come back and join us for that, won't you? So long for now from Regina and the Canadian Senior Men's Baseball Championships.